Are you struggling with making a decision out of many, many decisions? Are you struggling with that linear thinking, that unable to get out of that tunnel vision? Then I suggest you do this exercise with me and let's see if we can pull our brains out of that straight line and into a more curvy thinking. I'm going to work with a real world problem for myself while you follow along, and there's a freebie involved. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I work with people to get into your creative brain and get out of that linear thinking where you're feeling blocked and stuck and you want to move forward. Plus, I teach people how to draw and do other things creatively. So let's get started. Last week we talked about getting out of that linear headspace and getting into a space where you can think through problems in a more creative way. You can start to branch your thinking out. Well, today I'm going to offer you an exercise called the Tangle map exercise. That I showed you a little bit last week about that, but let's just go through the whole exercise. And by the way, in the description below, you'll find a link to an actual Tangle map. It's in prettier colors than this because I only have a black and white printer currently. If you want to pause here and go click on that link, I've put a copy of the link in the description at the very top, or the pinned comment actually at the very top, showing you what link to plug in or to click on to download this for yourself. It's a little PDF I created just for free, no charge at all, of just going through the steps and the thought process of this little 5 to 10 minute exercise. I'm going to point you downward and then let's get to it. Here in front of you, you'll see that document that you paused and went to get, or you can just go over here and use a blank sheet of paper for your sketch map. I just want to go over it. It's Sketch Your New Life is the name of my channel and will be the name of the group that I am recreating. I started a group a while back and just wasn't quite sure where I was going with it, but now I'm putting things into the group and repopulating it with wonderful courses and talks and stuff. But for here, my YouTube channel is the link that's listed on my free stuff, because my YouTube channel is my actual free to people channel, which is helpful, but it's not necessary. So this is just a free little thing called the Tangle map exercise. I wrote it out, just a little 5-minute sketch to untangle any decision making that you need to do that you feel stuck in. You don't need to be an artist for this. You can be a very beginner with writing or arting or doodling or any of that. You just need a pen and 5 minutes. Pro-con lists live in the logical part of your brain. Typing on a keyboard lives in the logical part of your brain. The part that's already proven it can't solve your problem. Or you'd have solved it by now, right? The Tangle map pulls in a different kind of thinking. Your hand often knows something your head is still trying to argue its way through and think through in a linear fashion. So what you need, one blank piece of paper or the second sheet of the PDF as your blank piece of paper. For this, I'm going to use my just plain old Pilot G2 pen. One of the reasons I'm going to do that is because these are less costly than, say, a Micron pen. Not by a lot. Micron pens are pretty low cost too, but these are just pens. They're not water resistant. They're not fancy pens, but you can do a whole lot with just a plain old gel pen, ink pen. So we're going to use that for this exercise just to show you that this is the kind of exercise that you don't need any special anything, just a pen and a piece of paper and a few uninterrupted moments. Speaking of uninterrupted, my studio is currently now in my living room. So if you happen to hear a dog shaking, or you happen to hear a cat jumping off something, or even my husband wandering from his office way at the front of the house, there's a kitchen and a hallway between us, but sometimes he might go in there and open or shut the refrigerator door or something of that nature. If he ends up getting in a meeting, I will pause and shut the doors between us. There is a big double door, but it shuts all the pets on one side or the other of the house, and that annoys them. We have a dog and 2 cats, a small dog. I'll show you them. All right, so the first thing you want to do is write your decision that you need to be making, the thing that you're trying to work through, in the center of your paper area. And this is not a full sentence. This is just a core tension. Should I move or should I stay? Should I leave or should I try again? Should I start this project or not start this project? Just the thing you can't stop turning over and over in your mind. And I'm going to do one that I have. You want to put that phrase right in the middle. So one that I have been going through in my mind is that my husband and I are preparing to emigrate to France from North Carolina in the US. We're preparing to do that, but the problem is he has a full-time job. I have a business that I'm building, and we really need to do a lot of painting and some repairing, both inside and outside. Some of it we'll hire out, but the main stuff, the cosmetic stuff like painting and primering and doing those kind of things, we're doing ourselves. The problem is we both have such a shortage of time to do it. So that's what I'm going to put in my mind map. Now, I am left-handed and I tilt my paper the wrong way. So feel free, whatever hand you use, or if you're left-handed and do the upside down thing, whichever, I'm going to tilt my paper the incorrect way because that's how I tend to write. And what my problem is, what this decision I need to make is how to pay my bills when I have to spend so much time. Now, this is a longer phrase. Maybe I should just say how to pay my bills and fix up the house. See, pretty messy, but it's just a little thing right here. And I'm actually feeling really stressed out about that. So the picture I draw around it is pretty jagged because I'm pretty stressed out about it. There's a lot of static in my brain trying to say, but Kristen, you need to be doing this one thing over here. You need to be working on your channel and getting more things up on your Sketch Your New Life channel. Or you need to be doing a moving parts and French hearts video for your France channel. Or you need to be doing this other thing, or trying to sell off some of the things that you own so that you can make money to pay your bills. And you just really don't have more than 15 minutes a day to paint. That's not even enough time to stir the paint in the can and to get a roller out and start doing it before you have to stop again. I need to block out hours. So how am I going to pay my bills and fix up the house? So you want to put that right in the middle, and you want to draw shapes, not words, around it. You know, have you ever heard of a mind map where they put just the same oval around and then they branch off smaller things off of that? Well, this is a kind of a mind map for the creative brain. It's a Tangle map because it's not all the same sizes, the same shapes. It's your feelings. You're not looking to put words in it yet, just things that you're feeling. You're just going to start to draw shapes that capture how you feel in your body. You know, you might be feeling kind of put down and suffocated right now. So you might be drawing something, little small scribble, because I feel suffocated and pressed in. Or I might draw a shape like this that's also very, very staticky and just makes me feel like my frustration and anger and annoyance is filling up and my anxiety is getting higher because it feels like I've got so many things on my plate that I can't do this. I can't pay my bills and fix up the house. I might draw a shape up here that I want to feel. I want to feel this big open balloon shape that doesn't feel suffocating, that feels like I can breathe. I want a decision that helps me be able to breathe and move and accomplish the things I want to accomplish without feeling suffocated. So that's kind of what you're doing. You're not, I'm telling you words right now because I want you to understand that's what you're doing, but you don't have to even think the words in your mind. Just draw a shape of how you're feeling right now, just how it feels in your body right now. There are no wrong answers. If you don't know what to draw, don't worry about it. Just start moving your pen. Okay, I've finished. I've got a few of the shapes that I'm feeling. Some desperate tears is what I'm thinking is here. And then when you're done, connect each shape to your how to pay your bills and fix up the house, but don't use straight lines. Don't go straight up to there. Meander around a little bit. Do something like that. Just go to each shape from somewhere. It feels like you're on a journey. You can crisscross over stuff. You can land on stuff. And the last one I'm connecting. I feel like I want a straight line there. Not sure why. Okay, so once you've done this, you've got your little jumble of tangles and stuff. Look at what you made. One shape is often going to feel different than the others. A little bit lighter in pressure, or one that your eye keeps returning to. My eye keeps returning to this, of course, big open balloon because it makes me feel like it's got room to breathe. And I've been having a lot of trouble feeling kind of suffocated. This over here feels like an anvil that's just pressing down on me. And this feels like my emotions are just so tight in there. And so it's bigger than you planned maybe, or the pressure in your pen was a little bit lighter, or it's one your eye keeps returning to. That's information. So just sit with it before you analyze it. You don't have to come up with anything. This isn't meant to hand you a final answer. It's just meant to get you moving. Movement is what breaks the feeling of being stuck, and it gives you momentum. Now, for myself, I did this the other day, and it made me realize, or I did one similar to it. It's obviously not the same because I was just doing the same thing today. But it's made me realize that the first thing I needed to do was sit down and have a chat with my husband, because he's working so hard. I'm working so hard, but his job right now is paying our bills. So it falls to me to try to build my businesses so that I can pay half the bills too, but also to do most of the labor on the inside of the house because I am unpaid labor. And I began to feel very resentful about being the unpaid labor, because a lot of times women become unpaid labor. They do more than just a full-time job. They then come home and maybe they have the kids to take care of or other things to take care of. They're doing the laundry, they're doing the things, and they're doing these traditional roles where he might take out the trash, but she's doing all the other chores as well as doing all this other unpaid labor. And I realized I was feeling very resentful about it, and also depressed and down on myself because I wasn't making enough money to be able to deal with it. And the thought of getting a job outside of the house made me feel suffocated and pressured, because, like this little guy up here, made me feel very suffocated, because that just makes it's a never-ending cycle. You get a part-time job outside the house, and then I can't get anything done. I can't build my business. I don't have time. I don't have time to do my YouTube channel and to build it and to grow it. I don't have time to do all that stuff. So I was feeling resentful that I felt like I was the one doing all the work to get to France. And yes, while he was paying the majority of the bills because I'm not making enough yet, but I was still being resentful that I was trying to do it all myself. And so we sat down and we had a talk and realized the best way to do this is to pay me for fixing up the house. I am the handy woman. I am the handy person. And that way I wouldn't feel resentful. The thing we decided was, we knew we were going to have to get a home equity loan to pay people to come in and, say, redo the oak floors at the front of our house. We knew that we would have to get part of that home equity loan would have to cover some outside work we need to do. There's some fencing that needs to be repaired and replaced. There's one big tree that we need to hire a tree guy to come and take down because it's encroaching on our workshop and threatening the structure of the workshop. And we have another batch of money that we need to hire someone to come in and just finish the landscaping, trim everything back, clear everything in our almost 1 acre yard. Plus we have to tear down the back deck, which we're going to try to do ourselves. A big hunk of back deck that's rotten. We'll keep the part that's good, but we're going to have to tear that down. And then we're going to have another little batch of money to hire someone to come in with a load of fill dirt and grade it down the slope toward the back of the yard. So this is something we were already planning on doing. What we decided to do was we decided to go looking to see how much a handyman would be, or to hire painters, professional painters to come in and do the whole house at once would cost a decent chunk of money. So we decided to pay me a lesser hourly rate to do it all myself, room by room by room, because it's easier for us to do it one room at a time as we are still decluttering and getting rid of stuff and restaging the rest of the house. So if I do one room, which is starting with my studio, then that will be able to be the room where we can store all the boxes we're packing to take with us to ship when we move to France. So we can finish that room, paint it, use it to store things. We can put our spare bedroom bed in there and mattresses so that the spare room is empty while I refinish that. So that's how we're going to do it in steps. And for me to not feel resentful or to be able to block time to do this, I needed to get paid. So we're taking out a home equity loan to hire me, as well as these other services, to hire me to make an hourly wage for each of these jobs. That way I won't feel pressured. So this one is what felt like I could breathe, and I'm writing pay me. I'm now feeling ever so much less resentful because we're getting that home equity loan with enough money for me to get the supplies we need and to pay myself an hourly wage to get these things done. And that way, I don't feel resentful that I'm just doing this free labor and ignoring other stuff, my business, my job, because I'm getting paid to do that. And that will free me up, because if I determine that I'm going to work 15 hours a week or 20 hours a week, half time on this, then I'll still have all that other extra time to work on building this. So this is just that quick Tangle map exercise. I'm going to turn you back around to talk to you again, because I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about what is coming down the pike. It's odd that the sunlight coming in from the back doors shines so brightly through my hair that it looks almost like I've almost got no hair. It's so see-through. It's so easy to see through, and it looks so shaggy. But rest assured, I do have hair. Unfortunately, as my hair has started to lose color and gray, it hasn't gone white, it hasn't gone silver, it hasn't gone gray, it's gone translucent. You can't even see it. It's just like clear. My hair is clear. So I will be putting some color of my original hair color back on here very soon, because I don't want to look like I'm balding because my hair is translucent. So things that are coming down the pike. This channel is definitely Sketch Your New Life. So this YouTube channel will be open to everyone, men and women. What I'm doing with my group is going to be focused specifically on women. Women, whether you were biologically born a woman or not, but you're a woman, so you're welcome too. Or people who live as women and might be non-binary. It will be exclusively for women and women who are non-binary as well, or transgender, because the group is going to be a safe space for women, and we're going to talk a lot about women sketching a new life for themselves. Women need a place of safety to do stuff and to talk about stuff and to become what they want to become. And so that's what the group, the community I'm building in the group filled with courses, and it's going to be a membership based group where you pay a certain amount a month and you get access to the whole thing, including weekly, I want to call it a jam session, but it's not music, like weekly masterminds where we can get on together and discuss things and coach one another through things. I will lead. I'm a professional certified coach. So we'll have that community, and that community will be specifically for women. I've said before, where this YouTube channel is this wide open cafe where you can come in anytime you want and hang out and enjoy yourselves with your group. We're going to learn how to do pastels. We're going to learn how to do all these creative things as practices to open up your creative brain here on the YouTube channel. And in the membership group for women, it will be a more in-depth get in there. And either you might want to just become an artist. That might be your new. That might be what you want, to be able to open up that creative brain and learn from scratch how to do stuff. It's going to be full of that, plus more offerings for coaching and for going deeper for people who really need to go deeper and need to make some really deep decisions on how they want the rest of their lives to look, or how they want the rest of their career to look. Maybe you just want to change from the career you're in to an art career like you always wanted as a child. That works too. We're going to be doing all of those things in the group. But here, we're going to be doing it for everyone, where there we'll be doing it for women. So I hope that you join me. I hope you enjoyed this little Tangle map exercise. Sometimes we're going to be doing just learning sketching. My next series of stuff is just going to be teaching you how to start sketching, even if you've only ever drawn stick figures before. Doesn't take an innate talent. There's no such thing. It just takes learning how to see things differently. So we're going to start that, and I hope this exercise helped you out or just got you out of that rigid tunnel vision thinking, and I will see you soon. Bye. One last thing before you go, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and it really helps me in the algorithm. Hype my channel if you're allowed to, and subscribe if you haven't already, and you want to come on this journey of learning how to sketch your own life anew.